Hey, Smarty Pants! You have 8 different student loan payment options to choose from now that student loan payments are starting back up again. Lucky for you, in this video, I'm going to explain your student loan repayment options so you can have a better idea of which payment plan is right for you. Be sure to watch this whole video because I'm going to explain a lot of different student loan repayment options and strategies, which may save you thousands and take years off your loans. I'm Kate, the money librarian, helping you feel smart about money. If you don't trust financial gurus, but you want to get better with your money, you are in the right place. Subscribe and, better yet, click the link below and to get great with your money via my useful, and okay, I'm going to say it pretty funny, emails. Everyone's situation is different. This is informational and educational. As always, speak with the Department of Education and/or your student loan servicer before you make any changes to your student loans, as each of these plans come with fine print that I just can't go into in a short video. Now, there are 3 student loan repayment plans not based on your income. If you are not going for PSLF, if you have a high income, or if you just really hate your student loans and want to pay as little as possible in interest, one of these might be right for you. They're available to anyone with direct subsidized or unsubsidized loans, subsidized and unsubsidized federal Stafford loans, all the PLUS loans, and all consolidation loans, direct or FFEL. These are the 10-year student loan repayment plan, the graduated repayment plan, and the extended payment plan. The super vanilla standard 10-year repayment plan is actually one of my favorites. You have one set interest rate. You have one payment that's the same payment for 10 years every single month. And after 10 years, it's all paid off. With this one, you also pay the least in interest out of all of the student loan plans. So that's what I mean when I say it's vanilla. It's like vanilla in the absolute best way. It's completely predictable and it'll cost you the least in interest. It costs you the least in interest because it is the fastest you can pay your student loans without making any extra payments. It is a really good option if you aren't eligible for any of the forgiveness programs, if you have a steady income, you aren't really having trouble making ends meet, if you just want to get rid of your student loans, this is the plan for you probably. If you want to speed up this clock and pay very little in interest, you can also send them even more every month. Just be sure to tell them to apply it to the principal. Otherwise, they may think it's simply an early payment to your next payment and apply it to the next payment instead of to your principal. The graduated repayment plan and extended repayment plans aren't great options for most people, in my librarian opinion, because they can extend your loans up to 30 years. And when your loans are extended that long, you just pay absolutely sky-high bonkers amounts in interest. That said, they can actually be really good for high earners who are having trouble making the ends meet. They're usually your best option since they're the cheapest option for high earners. I should say the cheapest monthly option for high earners. They're cheaper monthly because they last years longer, so you're usually paying so much more in total. If you do like a 10-year graduated plan or like a 15-year extended plan, then you won't end up paying that much more in interest. The problem is when people pay for like 20 to 30 years that you get absolutely walloped with interest, and you might regret choosing this path, especially since the SAVE plan, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute, forgives balances after 20 or 25 years. So even if the SAVE monthly payment is higher, you end up paying it for 5 or 10 years fewer. I will link to the payment calculator in the description so you can find out what your payments would be on all the different payment plans. The best thing you can do is to run the numbers and look at the benefits and drawbacks of each, and then consider, what does future you want now you to do? I have a free cheat sheet that gives you the lowdown on 13 different federal student loan forgiveness programs, what they are, how to apply, even common traps to avoid. Get it, link in the description. If you're going for PSLF, if you don't have a high income or are having a hard time making ends meet, you should probably be looking into the income-driven plans. There are 5 different income-driven student loan repayment plans. For all of them, you do have to recertify your income and household size every single year, so your payment will change every single year. Honestly, I have spent hours researching this stuff. I'll make this easy on you. If you're not high income and you need to reduce your monthly payments and your loans qualify, the SAVE plan is probably the way you want to go, because your payments are just going to be the lowest with this plan. They've really done an incredible job helping people to really reduce their payments. You can watch my video on the SAVE plan where I go into more details about what it is and how it works if you want to learn more. Part of the reason it's so good is it is the only income-driven repayment plan where your balance cannot go up. If your payment is less than the interest accrued, the government will pay the interest. On all the other income-driven repayment plans, if your payment is less than the interest accrued, your balance will go up, even though you made the payment. The reason it's so good is because it actually protects a far larger portion of your income from your student loan payments. The portion of your income they take your student loan payments from is called your discretionary income. I know you're like, I'm falling asleep already, but trust me, this is a term that is going to cost you thousands if you don't understand how this works. So let's get into this a little bit. If you have no discretionary income, according to their calculations, your payment could be $0 and still count to the 20 to 25 years forgiveness you get under the SAVE plan. So let me show you how bonkers a difference this can make in your life. I'm going to use the example of a 2-person household making 70 grand a year with only undergraduate loans. Under the SAVE plan, they won't touch the first 225% above poverty line. These people's discretionary income would then be $25,630. Their payments will be $107 every single month next year after summer of 2024 when it is fully implemented. But this year, during the partial implementation, it would be $214. And after 20 years, totally forgiven. Under IBR and PAYE, IBR stands for income-based repayments, and they're not letting anybody else into the PAYE program, so that one doesn't really matter. They use 150% of the poverty line. So these imaginary people's discretionary income would be $15,000 more, $40,420, meaning their payments per month would be $337 a month, $120 more. That's over $1,500 a year more on the IBR/PAYE plan. So what does all of this mean for you? Obviously, the SAVE plan just makes a lot more sense. You pay less, and then your loans are forgiven after 20 or 25 years. So the only thing with this plan that I've sort of seen coming is you could run into an issue in a few years where if you make a lot more money, the SAVE plan payment may actually be more than the 10-year standard repayment plan, depending on your income, your family size, and the size of your student loans. So then maybe you switch to the 10-year plan so that your monthly payments are lower, but now you don't have that 25-year forgiveness and you have to pay off the student loans in full. So know that going into it. If you're going for public service loan forgiveness, probably the SAVE plan is your best option since, as I discussed in this video, most people who are going for PSLF should be paying as little as possible per month because no matter what the balance is at the end of 120 qualifying payments, it gets forgiven. So why would you pay more? If you have Parent Plus loans, your only income-driven option is the ICR plan. Under ICR, they calculate discretionary income as 100% of poverty line. Using my example, their discretionary income would be $50,280, twice as much as under the SAVE plan. I suggest you use the loan simulator calculator to find out what your loan payments would be, because you may also want to be looking at the graduated or extended plans. If you have FFEL or Stafford loans, they have a brand new income-driven payment plan called the Income Sensitive Repayment Plan. It is 4 to 25% of gross income. They don't even consider the poverty line. It kind of makes you miss the carefree days of discretionary income. So a $70,000 income, no matter the household size, can have payments ranging from $234 to $1,458 a month. But they haven't put out a lot of information on this plan yet, unfortunately, so I can't tell you much more. What I can tell you though, you can consolidate your loans into direct loans and then you'll have the other income-driven repayment options. However, if you're going for public service loan forgiveness or want your previous payments counted towards income-driven repayment forgiveness, you need to consolidate before the end of 2023. Subscribe as I'm researching and writing a video just for you. If you choose to go on an income-driven repayment plan, know that you could pay more overall than you would on the 10-year plan, even though your monthly payments are less. So what should you do right now? Hopefully this clarified which of the payment plans makes sense for you. I suggest you use the student loan calculator from the federal government that I've linked to in the description to find out what your payments will be on the different payment plans. Then consider things like your future income prospects, whether you're going for public service loan forgiveness, and other financial goals you currently have to figure out which plan is right for you. You can change plans at any time. You can also make overpayments at any time. Just be sure to tell them whether or not you want it to go to your next payment or applied to the principal. Like, subscribe, share this with a friend who has student loans starting up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Cheers.